Okay, so this is a video on basically how to rebuild a water pump. This is off of a 1998 Indy Ultra. Again, this is just a process, another stage in the process of rebuilding this beast. So right here, I have two case assemblies right here in front of me. This is the one to my right that I will be putting on the sled. This one to the left is absolutely fucked. So to actually take this case off of the snowmobile, it's not that hard. As you can see, there is one bolt there, one bolt there, one bolt there, one bolt there. 4 bolts, and then again here it'll sit in on the actual sled like that, and just jiggle that off. There's an O-ring that'll be that suctions into that, pops right off, and then everything will be bolted together. You'll take out these bolts here, right here. Then these pins these are on dowels. They're gonna stick, especially if it's not new and it's brand new. So just be careful. Don't jam a fucking flathead screwdriver in there and try and scratch up your case. Man, be very careful with these cases, because if you fuck them, they're garbage. So take that off. It'll be sitting in there, everything apart. I've already disassembled it and done it. So you'll have an impeller, wherever that old one is, that'll be sitting on top here. This shaft right here, this drive gear is in the middle like that, sticks through, goes like that. You'll have your mechanical seal down in there. There'll be a bearing on the other side, and again, take that out, take this case off. So once you have this case off, it'll be sitting like that. You'll take this case off here. Again, it's going to be on dowels, so they're going to be a little rusted. I have to clean these ones up. Take the case off here. Now there'll be the impeller. Just hold it. You'll be able to hold the actual thing here. Take the nut off. There'll be a little nut on top here. Spin that off. Take the washer off, and then the mechanical seal will be sitting there like that, in place, pushed in. I've already taken it out. Now what you do next is there is bolts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the back of this case. Be sitting like that. Everything inside. Okay. You're gonna separate these two cases. Boom. And there's going to be a bearing in there, which this shaft sits into. This case here doesn't have a gasket. You seal it again with the liquid 3 bond or Yama bond, wherever you use, basically a water gasoline resistant liquid. Any store or any shop will have it. So once that's apart, you'll have these two cases sitting here like that. Now this you'll just have to pull out, and there'll be an O-ring that sits right in here where you can see the groove right there. Don't pick at it. Go to the store, buy these little tools, and just fiddle with it. Try and hook it and get it over. You get that off. You pull your gear to the side, because that's what sits on the crankshaft inside the case, and basically spins and drives your pump. So now you'll have a bearing here. This seal will be pressed in on that side. So what you do, as you can see, this is all fucking scratched up because some retard went at it. So this sled a 1.5 years ago went into a dealer, and we blew the water pump on it while we were out and jammed us, and we had to get it fixed. Brought it in, and what he did was he jerry-rigged the thing, and now when you open it up, you see what they do. So what he did is his mistake, because a lot of guys with this, you'll heat the case, which is totally fine. It's aluminum. Heat the case up. Boom. Guys will try smacking it. The bearing might not come out. Then they'll heat it up more, get their gloves on, pick at it, and then finally pop it out. Now you're an idiot if you do that. What you do is you go and you buy a puller tool. And on the end of that puller tool, as I don't have it here with me, it's a rod that sticks down straight, and you twist it, attachment on the end with 2 little hooks. The 2 little hooks go in nice and tight, and they'll sit inside. Here's a bearing. They'll slip in there, and then when you tighten it at the top, it presses those prings out and hooks it under the bearing. You heat the case up, go wham, wham, and it pops the bearing right out of there. You can buy them. They're about a few hundred bucks, but it's a great tool for removing any bearings from anything where you don't fuck the case like that. And again, you use it for here, because as you can see in here, you see how that lip's all cut up. Again, you gotta put the tool inside the bearing and pop it out after heating the case, instead of picking at it and trying to pop it out with flatheads and all kinds of other nice little devices you may try. So, and then after that other bearing's out here, you can just boom, get a socket in there, tap it out, you know, hold this case somewhere, that seal will press right out. Now your cases are all good to go. Again, these cases are junk because you can see the nick there, you can see it's all fucked in there, you can see it's all fucked there, so they're not good anymore. Now, another important thing to remember is when you're cleaning this little hole right there is your weep hole. So when this pump sits on, and that'll be on every water pump on any sled, they'll always have a weep hole, because when this mechanical seal, wherever I just put it, right there, the junk one, it goes, it will there's a little hole inside there, I don't know if you guys can see that, this seal will push far in, excuse me, ooh, too much beer and Pepsi, but that little hole right there, you clean that out, because if that gets clogged up and this seal goes, it won't let the coolant drip from there, telling you that the pump's fucked, and then you'll blow your motor up, or your temp sensor will come on somewhere in the bush. So now that that's basically, you disassemble it all. How do you clean it? You go out and you get this Scotch-Brite red. We got the NASCAR 3M right here, Auto Body Advanced. We take that and then clean the cases like that, get them nice and shiny, get all the bad gasket material off it, and then once that's all good, you'll be ready to go and actually rebuild it. Clean it all up, wash it out, clean it with some brake clean, you know, get all the gunk out of there. Now, this was my old case, so I didn't give two shits once I saw what condition it was in. We're gonna put that to the side now. Now this is the new one. Alright, nice and clean, no marks inside, smooth edges. Again, you can see the full fucking lip, so that it didn't get fucked. Take this top off, these pins stick. Again, clean inside there, clean, no nicks. These are good cases, these can be used. So, clean everything up with your pad, get everything good. Make sure you go and you get everything in here. Don't go and just replace one piece, replace all of the pieces. It's honestly what, $250 roughly? New motor's a little bit more expensive than that, so you don't have to get new bolts. We did, but again, they get fucked, as I'll show you. Do we have any? They basically get corroded from the coolant and they get eaten away and they turn dirty. So wire wheel them, do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, if they're too fucked and the threads aren't there anymore, just go and get a new pack of 10, and for all the other little bolts, it's like less than 30 bucks, like 20 bucks. So if you can't afford that, well, you shouldn't be snowmobiling. Here's an example like that, nice and dirty. So sometimes even if you clean that thread out and you get the gunk out, there won't be much of a nice thread left on it. So now that we got everything here, we got our bearings, ball bearings, nice Polaris bags. Make sure, you know, again, get your manual, go to your Polaris store and order it. Yeah, I paid $200 for mine, but you know what, I don't really care, because every time I go to use it, I think, hey, well, there you go, get my money's worth, and I've used it many times. Tells you a lot of nice things in there too. So that bearing there, again, part diagrams and everything, is gonna sit in there. Not like that, I'm not gonna hammer it in there. It's not just gonna go. You don't need to oil these, you don't need to do shit like that. They should press in, you heat the case up. Another trick is some guys cool these, but the problem is when you put them in the freezer, sometimes if you leave it for too long and then you heat it up, they can get moisture in them. So if you are caring to do this for a lot, go out and get a good press, or you know, go invest in a good one of these and some nice sockets. So just gonna get everything ready, and then before I press this in, I'll get the video ready to go back together again, and we'll do the first basically press the bearings in first in these two cases, and I'll show you guys how to do that properly.